Yo, what is up, guys? Here another video. This one's a little late, but you know what? We got there, all right, dude. It's Saturday, a busy day. This is finals of last week's local. I'm playing against FiendSmith Ryzeal here, and this is against one of our better players too. So nerves and antsiness are definitely like up for this one. It's just the hardest match of the day, which is good. It's in the finals. Yeah, I don't know. I like it. I like this kind of energy for the finals. It's nice when it's like competitive toward like the whole day. Like it just feels like the deck like did something. Well, we won the die roll. We went first. We opened Baby Croc, Statue, Shrine, Squad, and Droplet. So it's an awkward hand a little bit, but we hard open the Statue, and that's really important here. He drops the Fluoros here, and you know, with the Fluoros, it definitely makes you want to be able to lean towards the Moulin Glacier a lot more. Now, in lieu of Moulin Glacier, I have Shrine. I think going I think going forward, Moulin will actually probably go back to the main, probably in lieu of Shrine. And yeah, I do think Moulin's really strong, and I was seeing it at like the YCS, and I'm seeing the results, and I've already like, put it back on my list, but I still play Statue as well. I'm still curious to see how Statue and Moulin do together. But yeah, so he imperms my Prince as well. Wasn't too big of a deal here though, since we already got the shrine. You know, the shrine is what we opened it, and so this is a very awkward hand. But so him using the imperm here is actually fine. We're like, it's not too big of a deal, because our Dragoon Surge still gets us the infantry for the Shrine and Grave for the interruption, and since we hard open the Statue, which is just awesome, and we haven't normal summoned at all, I ended up deciding that I just want to send the Baby Croc, summon the Ran, instead of making any like link plays or trying to make like a Gamir. I just go straight for an untargetable King. I just make King with all three bodies, and then normal summon the Statue. So he gets one draw here, which is unfortunate, but I'm thinking, dude, I got the lock, you know, I got the lock, and I have Droplet, and I have infantry, so I just need to kind of like hold out, and I'm thinking, you know, I'll have the Shrine draw as well to like also get me back into engine, hopefully. And so I really just want to try and stem him out of the game. And I'm also thinking, I technically have 2 turns here. I have 2 turns of safety before things start getting scary, depending on like, you know, what I'm top decking. And so, yep, that's about it, man. He has no plays to do. He does summon Sword, and he goes for the effective search, which I just kind of have to let it happen. I could drop with this and just have him pass, but then he'd have the 2/4. Then he would attack with it, and well, I guess it wouldn't really matter. Maybe you do drop with this. That's not a horrible play here actually, because if you Droplet it, then he doesn't get the search, so he doesn't get the free normal summon next turn. But I chose just to hold off, so I go for the Shrine play to pop, and you know, this would have been a cool instance where Triana would have come up for sure. I don't play Triana in this list, so I didn't get it. But so I'm activating Shrine effect to draw, and he ashes it actually. He ashes the Shrine draw, which is good. I understand why. He wants to put me on, you know, no follow up basically. And yeah, I draw an Impulse, so I just have to kind of I think it was Impulse, or it was yeah, it was Impulse, I think. And so I just have to pass. Oh, I deal some damage and I have to pass. So he normal summons another Sword, and then here's where I Droplet in the damage step, and it dies. So that's my last turn of protection, and I just send the Impulse to do that. So now I really am just on top deck mode. And I think it was another Impulse. Pretty sure it was another Impulse. Another Impulse or a Droplet. So here I'm just like, well, I don't think it was Droplet, because I probably would have just set it and then used the King. To send the King, protect the Statue maybe. But yeah, here I just have to go for it and just hope he doesn't have like an Imperm, I guess. And he doesn't, or Bell, because he plays Bell in his list as well. But probably the side deck. So I get the Coral off, and the minute he says yes to Coral Summon back Prince, I'm like, oh, this is it. Like we're totally getting there. And I actually managed to get there without playing into Niv, which is cool too. I think yeah, because I dealt enough damage to him to where, oh, let's see, I think either this was lethal, or I had to like summon Procedure. I think this was actually just lethal, and it was like because he had taken damage from Droplet, and it was like 250, and then he had taken like 34 the turn before, I think. Yeah, 34 from the King in Statue, and then I think this exactly was just like 50 over for lethal. And so yeah, that was big. So we ended up just taking game 1 away, you know, hard opening a brick, which is really cool. You know, I think statue really is the strongest brick in our deck. I think that's one of the coolest things about it, that you just hard open it and it's technically just an M board piece by itself. And yeah, he wasn't able to play through that. So that was a really cool showing of just seeing, oh yes, when you do open the statue, it's actually not bad. It really wasn't. So yeah, we'll get into game 2 here, and this was a very interesting game. So yeah, I think, I don't know what I have here. It's like Ran. So I have Perulio, which is great. He opens, I think, 0 Ryzeal cards. So I'm already like feeling like I'm in a pretty good position. I have Droplet, Ran, Prince, Squad, and I think something else too. And so my hand was busted. And I'm like, okay, like I basically have everything I need here to crack his board. Let's just see what he gets here. And yeah, so he just goes for, plus I have the Perulio, so I'm going to be drawing more and more. But yeah, he just passes on the Caesar, sets 3, and I'm like, wow, that's a little scary for sure. But I definitely feel like I got it. So I drew a double Droplet here, and now here is the tough play. Oh, I think I hard open. No, I send the infantry. So I normal Prince, I send infantry, and then here is where he strikes my Prince, and I declare, or I guess I don't need to pause this because we talked about it for a minute. I declare infantry effect to target and destroy Caesar, and he says I can't do that. And the reason him and the guy who was sitting next to us thought that is correct, that I can't activate infantry, is because since strike negated the activation of Prince, infantry doesn't recognize that it was sent to the graveyard to activate a water effect, since the effect never activated, since the activation was negated. So honestly, the logic made sense at the time, and I should have known that this was fine, because I mean, it'd be the same idea where like if you when like Teus send Dragoons under Caesar and he negates the Teus summon, but Dragoons of Grave would still activate. I don't know why. It was just, I think just because it's a solemn and it's a counter trap, I like kind of accepted it. Also, I was thinking, yeah, I have Droplet, so I'm not really too afraid of his board anyways. Like I should still be able to play from here. So I think a part of the reason I didn't fight it as much because I felt like I still had a pretty good hand anyways. So I was like, you know what, just take it, just in case you are right, just take it. Like these are good players too, so I'm assuming that what they're saying is true, and it was too much of a hassle to like try and like set it up. But then he has Judgment for my Droplet, and that was brutal. That was turn ending, and I also made a misplay anyways. So yeah, so then he's able to Caesar negate my Rand and Caesar negate my Squad. You know, if I actually had Caesar or Rand sent Dragoons, I could have added Poseidra, probably. And then Poseidra sends Squad from my hand. Then he negates Poseidra and then Squad summons. Although I don't really know what I do from there anyways. Like I guess I get to a Pike and then Pike gets to Shrine. But then like I don't have another discard outlet to then go like full Deep Seeking. And he had an Imperm set and a Nib. So that infantry really did have to go through. The infantry, and it would have. It was supposed to have gone through, and it was legal, and I should have been able to pop the Caesar. And then through Judgment, Imperm, and Nib, I would have to play out with the rest of that hand. And honestly, I don't know if I could have. I mean, his resources were pretty limited. I would have had my 2 Droplets left over, so I would have been able to deal with, you know, some of the FiendSmith cards in the follow-up, and then yeah, so probably something along the lines of like Ran summoning Squad, summoning Dragoons. Summoning Pike from deck, discarding Dragoons, adding cards. The Imperm would have played there, depending on how like everything is sequenced. Maybe I get to Minstrel or not. It would have been a grinder for sure, and I maybe still lose this game, but it's completely up in the air now. You know, he would have been on like very little resources, and I would have been on little resources as well, but I might have had follow-up as well. So it's really hard to say how that game would have played out. Most likely he does. I mean, if he tries to Imperm my Pike, you know, my Pike discard Dragoons, I might actually use Droplet for that, send the Pike, get the Shrine anyways. So there's a couple lines here. Also, like I have Rand, so Rand becomes Coral or it becomes Gamir, and that also might help with just like, you know, staying in the game. Who knows? But you know, it was definitely gonna be an uphill battle. But I think there was a really good shot I would have had that. At least it was completely up in the air at that point, I think. It go either way. But so game 3, you know, we get over it. Game 3, I open Teus, Squad, Pike, Crossout, and I think Fluros. So the only thing I was afraid of was I opened the Crossout, which I was happy about, but then I also opened up the one Fluros on my deck for the Crossout target. So in the instance that he is Fluros, I am in a very scary position, and I'd probably just have to fully commit. I also don't have Nib in my deck for the Crossout, so it would have been, I I would have had to like go for like a minstrel. Well, I guess I'd go for minstrel anyways. But yeah, so that would have been a tough. So I do Teus, send Dragoons, or send Squad. Teus grabs me Shrine, so and then I summon Prince, and Prince sends Dragoons. I go to add. I really don't care about this add because I already have Shrine, so it doesn't really matter. He imperms it, which is great for me. And then I go minstrel, discarding the Pike because I have Shrine in hand. So after that, like I can just use the Fluros and cross out his fodder, discard fodder. He shows me his hand. It's Lurie, Double Bell, and Phantasme. So which is pretty cool for me. And so I ended up deciding I just hit the Phantasmic. He's gonna bell me no matter what, but at least he can't get draws or the body on board to try and like deal with me. And sure, he can summon Phantasme, and I can like shuffle it back to the hand and like do more stuff. But I think this is just a better line. So he bells my Prince tribute from Shrine to summon Dragoons back, which is fine. You know, I'm gonna have Trite to summon back Dragoons anyways. So he was never stopping me from getting to a 4, and now his hand is simply just Lurie, which is unusable versus Statue, another Bell, which is unusable versus Statue, and then Phantasme, which is unusable. So he has one top deck, and that's all he has. And so at this point, I'm like, this is mine. Even if he droplets here, like what's he doing? He's gonna go Lurie, and I have and like I don't know, it's like he's not gonna break my whole entire board with just Lurie. So this is like a really good spot for me. I'm very confident that I'm going to win out here. I also don't think he plays Droplet anyways. Now, I will say after this match, we did talk about how he does see how Lancia could be a problem for my deck, how people putting in Lancia. And this is actually the main reason. This is like the minute he told me this, I was like, yep, I'm playing Moon again. And the only reason I really decided I wanted to play Moon again because he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm gonna start siding Lancia versus you. And if he does that, then he stops Minstrel, which stops Statue. So that's actually a pretty big turn ender that can happen. And I think in the minute I realized that, I was like, that plus Ross, that was weight enough for me to be like, yeah, I need to play Moon as well. So that way I can always plan to pivot between one of the two lines. So it's like if you want to Minstrel or play Lancia, drop that card beginning of the turn. I don't care. If you waste on Minstrel, that's fine because I still get the discard. But then it's just one less card in your hand, and then if I Moon you, that's huge. So that'll definitely be the way I probably play going forward, and that's gonna be that's my reasoning for wanting to actually play Moon again. Is that people might just side in Lancia for the Statue if they realize that. That shouldn't really be a common note. But yeah, he top sticks Sword. That's his top deck. So and at this point, I honestly could have negated the Sword with the Toad, and just not let him give him the normal summon and just made him pass anyways. But it never mattered. You know, I knew exactly what his hand was, and at this point, it's GG, and we take it. So Statue killed this local. It has 2 locals back to back, man. This list was strong. This following up weekend, I did want to try no Deep Sea King, but I think I decided that I actually just want to stick to the way that I believe the deck should be played, the way that I prefer to play the deck, and I don't want to pivot. I just want to focus on my version, and then slowly just get reps in with it, and build it and prepare it for the next regional I go to, because I want to have as much practice as I can, and I don't want to waste time playing with like other people's lists, playing with like the YCS top list that just play Diva and stuff. I think Diva's cool, and I think not playing Deep Sea King is cool. I think playing less bricks is cool, but I think the bricks are they're just too powerful. Like they steal too many games, and like they really are soft bricks at the end of the day. Baby Croc, Baby Croc's probably like the worst brick in terms of just like usability, Statues pay off, Deep Sea King pay off, Moonland pay off. Those are all huge. Baby Croc is kind of like mixed. I wouldn't say like you super need it, but it's definitely not bad. And it makes Deep Sea King really, really strong. And plus, if you play Baby Croc, you can also play like the white aura cards, which I've been seeing a lot of you guys mention, and I do plan on playing that. I want to test the 2 white auras, the level 6 Porpoise and the level 7 like Monocross, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's a white aura, level 7, summons back a fish on summon. It's pretty cool because it can also summon back Deep Sea King. But yeah, that was the locals here. So yeah, we're also watching YC's Birmingham today. Unfortunate for water players. Listen, so here's my feeling with water. It's like the better water does, the more people can prepare for water, and the more hype water's going to get, which means people are going to start learning our deck more and start preparing to actually play against it, and we'll have less of that like rogue hidden ability, which we've already kind of lost, but we'll like guarantee lose that if like water goes too far. So part of me is like, okay, water's staying in check, even though we all kind of know it's the sauce. Like water's kind of insane right now. Like yeah, Dweller sucks, but Deep Sea King also makes Dweller a lot better when you play all the white aura cards, because it gives you a lot of onboard extension that that's like I find really really valuable. So like Deep Sea King really I feel like solves all the problems. I feel like it makes Dweller not as bad. It makes Droll almost irrelevant. Like as long as you make Shrine for your first search, yeah, they have Droll Nib. You don't open Minstrel. What are you gonna do? But Droll Nib game one. I mean, come on, just take it. I guess at that point. But yeah, this was a pretty cool showing, and I'm excited to play tomorrow. I'm gonna test a different variant. I'm gonna be playing with hand traps tomorrow. I want to see how it's like Julian's list, I think is his name. He plays on DB a lot, and hopefully we'll get to see him. Hopefully he's still doing well in the YCS, and we can see him like in top tables. That'd be awesome. He's the one player I would like to see just top the event and take it away. Honestly, that'd be really cool if it did happen. But yeah, so he plays like 18 hand traps. I don't have 3 fruit loss, so I'm playing 17. But I'm gonna play the hand trap build and see how that feels. Go above 40 just a little bit and just see. I might just go back to the droplets and minimal hand traps in the main. That might just be the play. But it is worth testing out the hand traps. All right, well, I'm done rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to get in the water goo, hang out with the chat while water is getting feature matches. I see you guys just blowing up the Discord, just chatting away and commentating during the match. That's super cool, guys. I love seeing that. I wish I could be a part of it. It's just time is tough. But yeah, come join the Discord. Link in the description, link at the end of the video. And thank you guys for watching. And peace.